First Contact and Deception. Commander Maya Chen stared at the holographic display floating above the bridge of the ESS Hyperion, Earth's most advanced deep space vessel. The mysterious signal that had brought them to the edge of the Carina Nebula pulsed with an unnaturally regular rhythm, defying every known natural phenomenon. Dr. Patel, anything new from the quantum analysis? Maya asked, her dark eyes fixed on the mesmerizing pattern. It's impossible, Dr. Patel replied, his fingers dancing across the neural interface of his workstation. The signal contains quantum-encrypted data packets with technology centuries beyond our current capabilities. Yet somehow, our systems can decode them. Maya felt a chill run down her spine. After 2 centuries of space exploration, humanity had never encountered definitive proof of intelligent alien life. Now, on what should have been a routine patrol of the outer colonies, they might have stumbled upon something that would change everything. Commander, Lieutenant Sarah O'Connor called from her tactical station, her Irish accent tight with tension. Multiple objects dropping out of FTL. Massive energy signatures. Nothing like we've ever seen before. The space around the Hyperion warped as 7 vessels materialized, each one dwarfing their ship. Their designs were organic, almost crystalline, with surfaces that seemed to ripple like liquid metal. Maya's tactical training kicked in as she assessed their formation. They were being surrounded. Battle stations, Maya ordered calmly, even as klaxons began to wail throughout the ship. But keep weapons powered down. Let's not start an interstellar incident. A voice echoed through the bridge, somehow bypassing all their communication systems. Vessel of the primitive species designation human. You have entered restricted space. Prepare for inspection and quarantine. Maya's jaw tightened. The condescension in the alien voice was unmistakable. This is Commander Maya Chen of the Earth spaceship Hyperion. We are on a peaceful mission of exploration and responded to an open signal. We mean no harm, but will defend ourselves if necessary. There was a pause, then. Interesting. Your translation capabilities are unexpected. Perhaps your species is not as primitive as our initial surveys suggested. Remain stationary for boarding. Maya exchanged glances with her bridge crew. Initial surveys. How long had they been watching Earth? Dr. Patel, she whispered, initiate quantum burst transmission to Fleet Command. Full sensor data, encrypted through the new key mesh network. The aliens clearly didn't expect them to have quantum communication capabilities. It might be their only chance to alert Earth to what they'd found. The largest alien vessel extended what appeared to be a docking tunnel toward the Hyperion. Maya could feel the subtle vibration through the deck plates as it made contact. Commander, Dr. Patel said quietly, I've been analyzing their energy signatures. Their technology is advanced, but there's something off about it. The quantum signatures don't match their apparent level of development. It's like they're using borrowed technology they don't fully understand. Maya filed that information away. If true, it could be crucial intelligence. Lieutenant O'Connor, initiate first contact protocols. But stay alert. Something tells me our friends out there aren't being entirely honest about who and what they are. The docking tunnel cycled, and Maya heard the soft hiss of atmospheric equalization. Heavy footsteps echoed through the corridor. Their visitors were coming aboard. The bridge doors slid open to reveal 3 tall, humanoid figures. Their bodies were covered in what appeared to be living metal, flowing and shifting with each movement. Their faces were smooth, featureless masks with glowing points of light where eyes should be. I am Arbiter Sentinel of the Galactic Council, the central figure announced. Your species has been under observation for some time. Your recent technological advancement has concerned certain members of the Council. Maya kept her expression neutral, even as her mind raced. A Galactic Council. Concerned about Earth's progress. This wasn't a chance encounter. They'd been lured here. Concerned. Maya asked carefully. Humanity has only recently achieved reliable FTL travel. Surely we pose no threat to advanced species such as yourselves. The Arbiter's mask shifted, forming what might have been a smile. "It is not your current capabilities that concern us, Commander Chen. It is your potential. No species in recorded history has advanced as rapidly as humans. From your first primitive spacecraft to quantum mechanics in less than 3 centuries. It is unprecedented." Maya felt a surge of pride, quickly tempered by caution. "We are a curious species, Arbiter. Learning and growing is in our nature." "Indeed," Zentel replied. "And that is precisely what worries the Council. You have been deemed a potential threat to galactic stability. This meeting is not a first contact situation, Commander. It is an evaluation, one that will determine whether your species will be contained." As the Arbiter spoke those ominous words, Maya's quantum communicator vibrated almost imperceptibly against her wrist. The message had reached Fleet Command. Now they just had to survive long enough for humanity to prepare for what was coming. "And if we refuse to be contained?" Maya asked, her voice steel. The Arbiter's mask rippled. "That would be most unfortunate. For everyone." The silent build-up. 5 years after the Hyperion incident, Admiral Marcus Zhang stood in Earth's newest shipyard, hidden within the dwarf planet Ceres. The massive underground facility stretched for kilometers, its vast chambers filled with ships under construction. But these weren't ordinary vessels. They were something entirely new. "Status report," Marcus commanded, watching as automated construction drones swarmed around the skeletal frame of another dreadnought. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the project's lead scientist, pulled up a holographic display. "We're ahead of schedule, Admiral. The reverse-engineered quantum technology from the Council's scan of the Hyperion has revolutionized our manufacturing capabilities. What once took years now takes weeks." Marcus nodded, his weathered face reflecting the blue glow of the hologram. The Council's inspection of the Hyperion had been meant to assess humanity's threat level. Instead, it had given Earth's scientists unprecedented access to advanced alien technology. Their arrogance had been their undoing. They'd never imagined humans could analyze and replicate their technology so quickly. "And the stealth systems." Elena smiled. "Better than we hoped. The quantum displacement field makes these ships virtually undetectable. As far as the Council's sensors are concerned, Ceres is nothing but a lifeless rock. The facility's main viewing window offered a perfect view of their latest creation. The dreadnought under construction was unlike anything humanity had built before. Nearly 3 kilometers long, its dark hull seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. But its true innovation lay beneath the surface. "The Council thinks they understand human psychology," Marcus mused. "They expect us to build bigger, more powerful ships to counter their technological advantage. That's why their surveillance has focused on Jupiter and Mars, where traditional shipyards would be located." Elena nodded. "Their predictive models never accounted for us completely reimagining how ships work. These vessels aren't just weapons platforms. They're mobile manufacturing facilities. Each one carries enough automated systems to build 2 more ships using raw materials harvested from asteroid fields." Marcus watched as another section of hull plating was fitted into place. "How many have we completed?" "This will be the 10,000th from this facility alone, with 15 other hidden shipyards operating throughout the solar system and our exponential manufacturing capabilities." Elena paused, checking her data. "We'll reach 500,000 ships within 8 months. And the crews? The neural interface systems are ready. Each ship can be operated by a crew of just 50, with AI support handling most routine functions. We've been quietly training personnel through the virtual reality programs. They think it's a new gaming platform, the most popular entertainment in the colonies." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. The Council's attempt to intimidate humanity had sparked something they couldn't have predicted. Perfect unity of purpose. Every nation, every colony, had come together in secret preparation. The public knew nothing of the alien threat, but they'd embraced the government initiatives that funneled resources and personnel into the hidden war machine. "Sir," a young lieutenant interrupted, We're receiving a priority transmission from Luna Command. The Council's annual inspection fleet is ahead of schedule. They'll reach Saturn's orbit in less than 48 hours. Marcus exchanged glances with Elena. Are we ready? Elena's expression hardened. The question is, are they? Throughout the solar system, hidden sensors tracked the Council vessels as they approached. The alien ships moved with casual confidence, unaware that they were being watched by an armada that dwarfed their entire fleet. In his office at Luna Command, Marcus reviewed the final deployment orders. The plan they'd spent 5 years perfecting was about to be put into action. Humanity would reveal its strength, but not in the way the Council expected. There would be no grand battle, no test of military might. Instead, when the Council fleet arrived for their routine inspection, they would find themselves surrounded by ships that seemed to appear from nowhere. 500,000 dreadnoughts, each more advanced than anything the Council had shown them, would simply exist. The message would be clear. Humanity had already won without firing a shot. Send word to all commands, Marcus ordered. Operation Silent Dawn is now active. When the Council fleet reaches the Saturn checkpoint, we show them exactly what humanity is capable of when backed into a corner. As the orders went out, Marcus thought about Commander Chen and the crew of the Hyperion. Their encounter had been meant to intimidate Earth. Instead, it had given humanity exactly what it needed: a reason to unite, and the technological insights to forge something unprecedented in galactic history. The Council was about to learn a crucial lesson. Never underestimate a species that had gone from horse-drawn carriages to quantum physics in less than 5 centuries. Humanity wasn't just adapting to join their galactic community. They were about to reshape it entirely. The Council's ultimatum. High Arbiter Xental stood before the Galactic Council's emergency session, his living metal form rippling with barely contained agitation. The massive chamber, carved from a single crystal of space-warped diamond, held representatives from over 1,000 species. Today, they had gathered for one purpose: the human problem. The data is undeniable, Xental projected, his thoughts resonating through the chamber's psychic amplifiers. In the 5 years since our first official contact, the humans have shown signs of technological advancement that defy all predictive models. The chamber erupted in a cascade of neural signatures, the Council's equivalent of murmuring. Grand Speaker Kzoth, a being of pure energy contained within an ancient mechanical shell, raised a tendril of light for silence. Specifics. Arbiter, what exactly troubles you about these primitives? Xental transmitted a series of data streams directly into the Council's shared consciousness. Their quantum understanding has evolved exponentially. Our annual inspections show minimal military activity, yet their civilian power usage has increased by orders of magnitude. They're hiding something. In the chamber's diplomatic section, Ambassador Sarah Chen, daughter of the legendary commander Maya Chen, kept her expression neutral. The neural dampeners hidden beneath her formal attire blocked her thoughts from the Council's psychic network. She'd spent 3 years as humanity's first representative to the Council, playing the role of a diplomat from an overmatched species seeking guidance from their galactic superiors. If I may address the Council. Sarah stood, her voice clear and confident. The universal translators carried her words to every being present. Kzoth's energy form flickered. Surprise, perhaps, or amusement. The Council recognizes the human representative. Honored members of the Council, my species has done everything asked of us. We shared our development plans, submitted to inspections, and demonstrated our commitment to peaceful cooperation. These accusations of hidden activities are baseless and, frankly, concerning. Xental's form shifted, taking on a more aggressive configuration. Then explain this. A hologram appeared in the chamber center, showing energy readings from Earth's solar system. Your species' power consumption suggests industrial activity far beyond your reported capabilities. Either you're hiding military preparations, or perhaps, Sarah interrupted smoothly, you've underestimated humanity's ability to innovate in peaceful directions. Not every advancement is a weapon. Arbiter. The chamber erupted again, this time in a mix of support and skepticism. Sarah noted which species sided with humanity. Information that would prove valuable soon enough. Kazoth raised another tendril. Nevertheless, the Council has reached a decision. Humanity's rapid advancement poses too great a risk to galactic stability. You will submit to direct Council oversight. All human technology will be monitored and regulated. Any resistance will be met with immediate military response. Sarah felt her wrist communicator vibrate. The signal she'd been waiting for. Admiral Jung's fleet was in position. With respect, Grand Speaker, Sarah replied, her voice taking on an edge of steel. Humanity rejects these terms. Xental's form rippled violently. You have no choice in the matter. Even now, our enforcement fleet approaches your solar system. The time for diplomacy is over. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. On that point, Arbiter, we agree completely. She pressed a small device on her wrist, and suddenly her neural dampeners extended to create a protective field around her. I suggest you all watch carefully what happens next. Throughout the Council chamber, holographic displays sprang to life, showing real-time footage from the enforcement fleet near Saturn. The Council members watched in collective shock as humanity's hidden armada revealed itself. 500,000 dreadnoughts, each more advanced than anything the Council possessed, simply materialized around the enforcement fleet. Impossible. Xental's form was chaos now, shifting wildly between configurations. Our sensors detected nothing. No species could hide such a force. No species you've encountered before, Sarah corrected. You came to our world 5 years ago, intending to intimidate us. Instead, you gave us everything we needed. Motivation, technology to reverse engineer, and most importantly, time to prepare. Kazoth's energy form pulsed rapidly. This is an act of war. No, Sarah's voice cut through the chamber like a blade. This is an act of deterrence. Humanity has no interest in war. What you see is merely a fraction of our capabilities. We could have struck at any time in the past 5 years. Instead, we waited, watched, and prepared to defend ourselves if necessary. The chamber had fallen completely silent. Every being present was processing the same revelation. They had catastrophically underestimated humanity. So, Sarah continued, her voice now diplomatic once more. Shall we discuss new terms? As equals this time. The Council chamber erupted into chaos, but Sarah remained perfectly calm. Behind her carefully controlled expression, she wished her mother could see this moment. The Hyperion's encounter had taught humanity a crucial lesson. In a galaxy full of ancient species, sometimes the best defense was to be underestimated. Now that lesson was about to reshape the balance of power throughout known space. The age of Council dominance was over. The era of human innovation was about to begin. Operation Thunderstrike. Admiral Marcus Jung stood on the bridge of the HSS Defiant, his flagship at the heart of humanity's revealed armada. The massive view screen showed the Council's enforcement fleet surrounded by human vessels, their sleek black hulls forming an impenetrable barrier around the alien ships. Status of the Council fleet, Marcus asked, his voice steady despite the historic magnitude of the moment. They're powering up weapons, sir, Lieutenant Commander Yuki Tanaka reported from her tactical station. But they seem hesitant. Their power signatures are fluctuating. They should be hesitant, Dr. Elena Rodriguez commented from her science station. Our quantum scanning shows their weapons technology is exactly what we expected, powerful, but predictable. They haven't innovated in centuries. Marcus nodded. The Council's stagnation had been their greatest weakness. They'd grown complacent, relying on the same technologies that had kept them in power for millennia. Humanity, driven by necessity and survival instinct, had taken their basic principles and revolutionized them in ways the Council had never imagined. Admiral, Yuki called out, we're receiving a transmission from the Council Fleet Commander. On screen, the image of High Commander Vexthor appeared, his crystalline form glowing with barely contained energy. "This is an act of war, humans. The Council will not stand for such aggression." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. "With respect, Commander, if we wanted war, you wouldn't be having this conversation. Your sensors have already confirmed what you refuse to believe possible. Our technology surpasses yours in every measurable way." "Impossible. You're nothing but upstart primitives." "That's your fundamental mistake," Marcus replied calmly. "You see us as primitives because we're young. We see ourselves as innovators because we're young. Tell me, when was the last time the Council actually created something new, rather than just maintaining the old?" Before Vexthor could respond, alarms blared across both fleets. A massive quantum distortion was forming between them. "Sir," Elena called out, multiple ships dropping out of FTL. They're not Council designs." Space itself seemed to tear apart as a new fleet emerged. These ships were organic in appearance, their surfaces covered in what looked like living crystal. At their center was a vessel larger than anything Marcus had ever seen, its form suggesting ancient power and forbidden technology. "Well," Marcus muttered, "it seems we're not the only ones who've been hiding their true capabilities." A new signal cut through all communications channels. The voice that emerged was unlike anything human or Council technology had ever produced, resonating directly in the minds of all who heard it. "We are the precursors," the voice declared. "We have watched and waited, testing both human and Council potential. The game is now complete." Marcus's tactical training kicked in immediately. All ships, defensive formation Delta. Rodriguez, analysis. Elena's fingers flew across her console. "Their technology, it's incredible. The quantum signatures are off the charts. This is what the Council's tech was based on, but in its pure original form." The massive precursor vessel moved between the human and Council fleets. "For 10,000 years, the Council has maintained our technology without understanding it, frozen in fear of change. Then came humanity. Young, aggressive, innovative. You took our gifts and made them your own." Vexthor's image showed clear shock. "Great ones, we have faithfully preserved your legacy." "You have preserved nothing but your own stagnation," the precursor voice replied. "While you feared change, humanity embraced it. They took our quantum principles and evolved them beyond even our predictions. They are what we hoped the Council would become." Marcus exchanged glances with his bridge crew. This wasn't just a revelation of military might anymore. It was a fundamental shift in the galaxy's power structure. "Admiral Zhang," the precursor voice addressed him directly. "Your species has proven itself worthy of true partnership. The Council's time of dominance is over. A new age begins, one of innovation, not preservation." The implications were staggering. The entire reason for the Council's existence, their role as custodians of precursor technology, had just been invalidated. And humanity, the upstart species they tried to contain, had been chosen as the precursor's true successors. "Sir," Yuki reported, "the Council fleet. They're powering down their weapons." Marcus nodded. They'd understood at last. This wasn't a battle they could win, not against both humanity and their own gods. "Open a channel to all ships," Marcus ordered. When the link was established, he spoke with careful consideration. "To all vessels, human and Council alike. We stand at a turning point in galactic history. Humanity didn't build this fleet for conquest, but for preservation of our independence, our right to grow, and our ability to forge our own path among the stars." He paused, letting his words sink in. "We now extend an offer to all species, Council and independent alike. Join us in building something new. Not an empire, not a hierarchy, but a true federation of equals. The age of stagnation is over. The era of innovation begins now." As his words echoed across space, Marcus watched the Council ships carefully. Some would resist change, he knew. The coming days would be challenging as the galaxy's power structure realigned, but humanity had proven itself ready for this moment. They had built their fleet in secret, not just to defend Earth, but to defend the very principle of progress itself. Now, with the Precursor's blessing, they would help guide the galaxy into a new age, one where innovation and cooperation would replace stagnation and fear. A new dawn. 1 year after the Precursor revelation, the Sol system had become the center of a galactic renaissance. The massive shipyards of Ceres, once hidden from the Council's prying eyes, now hosted scientists and engineers from 100 different species, all working together to forge a new future. Sarah Chen stood in the newly constructed Galactic Innovation Center on Luna, watching as teams of humans and aliens collaborated on projects that would have been unthinkable under the old Council regime. The center's quantum blast dome offered a perfect view of Earth rising over the lunar horizon, a constant reminder of how far humanity had come. Quite a change from the Council chambers, isn't it? Admiral Zhang asked, joining her at the window. The past year had added more gray to his hair, but his eyes were bright with purpose. Sometimes I still can't believe how quickly everything changed, Sarah replied. A year ago, they wanted to contain us. Now half the galaxy's scientific community is working in our solar system. They watched as a group of Zeran scientists, their crystalline forms gleaming, worked alongside human researchers on a new form of quantum propulsion. Nearby, a team of former Council engineers studied human innovations in AI integration, their earlier prejudices forgotten in the face of undeniable progress. The latest reports from the frontier colonies are promising, Marcus said, pulling up a holographic display. The joint human-alien expedition fleets have already discovered 3 new spacefaring species. Instead of facing Council containment, they're being welcomed into a galaxy of opportunity. Sarah smiled, remembering her mother's first encounter with the Council aboard the Hyperion. They never understood that trying to contain us would only drive us to excel. Humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to face challenges and emerge stronger. A soft chime announced the arrival of their most unusual colleague. The Precursor envoy, who had taken the name Aurora, materialized beside them. Unlike the intimidating presence they had first encountered, Aurora had adapted a more approachable form, a swirling pattern of light and energy that spoke directly to their minds. The transformation proceeds faster than even we anticipated. Aurora communicated. Your species' drive to innovate has infected the entire galaxy. Even the most conservative Council races are beginning to experiment with new ideas. Through the window, they could see one of humanity's new hybrid ships departing for deep space. It combined human ingenuity, Council scale, and Precursor principles into something entirely new, a perfect symbol of the galaxy's transformation. There are still challenges, Marcus noted. Some of the old Council hardliners are resisting change. The Eternal Concordac continues to push for a return to the old ways. Of course they do, Sarah replied. Change is frightening, especially for species that have known nothing else for millennia. But they're finding themselves increasingly isolated. It's hard to argue for stagnation when progress is yielding such obvious benefits. Aurora's form pulsed with what they had learned to recognize as approval. This was why we chose your species. You understand that true progress requires both innovation and cooperation. The Council preserved our technology, but forgot its purpose, to unite and advance all sentient life. A commotion near the center's main research hub drew their attention. A team of scientists had just successfully tested a new form of quantum communication, instantly linking minds across vast distances without the need for mechanical interfaces. The breakthrough had come from a collaboration between human theoretical physicists and Zeran crystalline technology experts. We're breaking down barriers that no one even questioned before, Sarah observed. Not just technological ones, but cultural and biological too. Marcus nodded. The fleet we built in secret was never meant to rule the galaxy. It was meant to protect our right to grow, to change, to become something more than what we were. Now we're helping others do the same. And that, Aurora communicated, is why you have succeeded where the Council failed. You understand that true power lies not in preservation, but in transformation. As they watched the continued activity in the research center, Sarah thought about the journey that had brought them here. The Council's attempt to contain humanity had instead unleashed something far more powerful: hope. Hope for a galaxy where progress wasn't feared but celebrated, where differences were seen as opportunities rather than threats. What do you think the next 100 years will bring? Sarah asked, looking out at the stars that now seemed closer than ever. Aurora's form shimmered thoughtfully. That is the wonderful thing about your species, Sarah Chen. You never stop asking that question. And now, thanks to you, the rest of the galaxy is beginning to ask it too. The quantum glass dome reflected the light of 1,000 stars, each one now a potential destination for ships carrying not weapons of war, but tools of discovery. Humanity's 500,000 dreadnoughts, once built in secret, had been transformed into exploration vessels, their massive manufacturing capabilities now used to establish research stations and colonies across the galaxy. They had turned the Council's fear into the galaxy's greatest strength. The age of stagnation was over. The era of infinite possibility had begun, and it had all started with a single human ship encountering the Council that thought they could contain the indomitable spirit of human innovation. They had been wrong, and the galaxy was better for it.